Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Evidence and here, and in today's video I'm going to show you 5 steps to get started with GitHub. So step 1 will be to set up a GitHub account, and step 2 will be to download Git to your local machine. That's step 2. I'm going to show you how to do that. And step 3 will be to make sure that you actually have Git installed, and then I'll show you step 4, which is configuring the Git on your local machine so that the Git installed on your local machine will communicate with GitHub online, in the cloud. And step 5 is I'll show you how to set up your first repository on GitHub, and we'll open Visual Studio Code and write some code, and then I'll show you how to make your first commit. Once you set up a repository, you have to do your first Git initialization and commit your first lines of code to GitHub using Git. So yeah, that's basically what you're going to cover today. So 5 steps to getting started with GitHub, and let's dive in. So you might be wondering, what's the difference between Git and GitHub? So Git is a version control system. So basically Git is kind of like a system that you use to keep different versions of your code. So as you're writing your code, in the future, you could go back in time and look at the code you wrote 2 days ago or 5 days ago. So it's a system that you use to keep track of different versions of your code, and you download Git on your local machine. Now GitHub is an online repository. It's like the largest repository where people upload their Git repository. So the local Git repository, think of the word repository as a folder. Your local Git folder on your machine, you upload that to GitHub. And GitHub is kind of online, so GitHub is in the cloud, it's online, and GitHub allows you to access your code from anywhere else other than your local machine. So if you're writing your code on the desktop, you could access your code on your laptop or on your work computer or somewhere else. So GitHub is an online platform, and it's the largest one that we have. There are other platforms out there that host Git repositories that you can use if you like, but the largest one and the one most companies and individuals use is GitHub. So that's kind of like the difference between Git and GitHub. So Git is kind of like the system that you use to create different versions of your code, while GitHub is the online open source platform where you can upload your Git repositories and be able to access your code from any computer, any machine, anywhere in the world. So I hope that kind of helps to explain the difference between Git and GitHub. With that said, let's dive in and let's get started learning how to get started with GitHub. The first step in getting started with GitHub and Git is signing up for a GitHub account, and that's very simple. Just go to github.com and you can sign up for a GitHub account. Very simple, very straightforward. Once you've signed up for GitHub account, step 2 is to download GitHub. So I'm going to leave this link in the description below. You can just also go to Google and do download Git, and you just click on the first one, and then you click on your machine. So I have a Windows machine, And if you have a Mac machine, you click on it. If you have a Linux machine, you click on it. So in this case, I'll click on a Windows machine, and that will pop up, and you can put it wherever you want. I'm going to put mine on the downloads folder and click save. So once it's downloaded, you just click on it to run Git. Yes. And you just follow the installation instructions. Just to verify that you have Git successfully installed, you can type in Git version. As you can see, the Git version installed is 2.23. So you have Git installed. That's step 3, verifying that Git is installed. Now move on to step 4. Step 4 is configuring Git so that Git connects to your GitHub account that you set up earlier. So this is a page by GitHub that makes it super easy to configure your account. And of course, I'm going to leave this link in the description to make your life easier. And the first thing is you download and install the latest version of Git, and then you set your username in Git, and then you set your commit email address in Git. Okay, so if you click on this, it will take you to this page. So the next step is setting up your Git username, and you can just do that by opening your Git and then copying this and you paste it. And in this case, mine is evidence N. And then enter. Oh, I did this sign twice. Okay, and just to verify, you can just go to git config global user.name, enter, and it should say evidence N. And then the next step is setting up your commit email address. And you can use your GitHub provided no reply email address or any email address. So you can come to the settings section of your GitHub account and get your no reply GitHub provided email address. So you come back to Git to set up your email address, and then you just do git config global user.email, and you type in your email address. Okay, and then if you do git config global user.email, you should see your GitHub email. So that's step number 4, configuring your email address. Now step number 5 is creating your first repository and initializing your first Git version. So the way I like to create repositories is, so I go to my GitHub account, and then you see where it says repositories new. I just click on new, or you can just go to this plus sign and say new repository. And then you can give this any name like testing, okay? And then you can give it a description if you like, and this is a public repository, and then you just click on create repository. Alright, so now that we have this created, we'll go back to our machine, to our local machine. Let's open Visual Studio Code and let's create some random thing and save it. Let's go ahead and save this first. Let's just save it in our desktop as in Python test. Okay, let's save it in this folder, testing code, and click on save. Alright, now that we've saved it, let's go back to Git. So basically, first you set up a Git repository on GitHub, and then you created your code. Let's say this is your code. Alright, and now to take this piece of code and put it on GitHub under this repository of testing, this is what you do. You navigate to the location of the code. So in this situation, I know I'd put it in the desktop folder, and under the desktop folder I put it under testing. LCD testing. So basically you use the command line to navigate to the location of your code. And it's under new folder. As you can see right here, Python test.py is in the new folder. So now what you do is once you are in the folder that contains your code, you just type in git initialize. Okay, and then you do git status. Okay, so as you can see, we have not added this code onto GitHub yet. So this is just an independent code. It's not on GitHub yet. So for us to add this on Git, we'll just have to do git add. And then git status. So if you don't know how to use git status, git add, git commit, and all those things, you can always type in help on Git, and it will give you commands that you can use and how those commands work. So let's type in git status again. As you can see, this is the new file that we have, python test.py. This right here has been added to Git, and it's right now in the staging area, but it's not yet committed. So git add takes your file and puts it in the staging area, and git commit, which is what we are going to do next, takes the file in the staging area and creates a version of it. So now that we've added this to the staging area, let's go here, and you can see it says you can push an existing repository from the command line. But before we do that, this is the code that we're going to need. I like to copy this and then come over here and do git commit. M stands for message, and let's just name this first commit. Enter. Okay, and then we'll go to Git status again. As you can see, we are on the branch master. There's nothing new to commit, and there's nothing new to stage really. Okay, but before I continue, let me make some changes to this. Control save. Let's save that, and let's come back here and do Git status. As you can see, it shows us that we have modified the python test.py file, and these changes is now staged for commit. So for us, since we've made changes to this, we can create a different commit. We can add the file again, and then stage it and commit it. So let's go back here and do git add. So you can just type in the name of the file, but I want to add everything here. If you want to add all the files in this repository, you use dot, or else you can just type in the name of the file. So I'm just gonna do dot to add everything. Git status to see where we are. It's been added, and then we can do git commit. And let's call this one second commit. Oh. Yeah, so there was space between this hyphen and this M. Okay, so now let's remember the code that we copied from here. So basically, you can use this to create a new process. Say commit M, it's the thing we've been doing. Git initialize, add a file, and then you commit it. So the process is you initialize the file. You initialize Git in the repository in the folder that your file is located in. You add your files, and then you commit it. Okay, and then the next step is you connect your local Git to GitHub by using this code, which is also this right here. So we've already initialized this, we've added the file we want to add, and we've added our comments. So we're just going to copy this code, or you can type it out manually, but you can just copy this code and paste it here. Okay, and then click enter. Alright, and it's all done. And then you come back here and refresh this page. As you can see, python test.py is now online, and we can click on it, and this right here that's online is exactly this. So the code that we wrote is online right now. And if we add more stuff to it, let's say PS equal to I speak just 2 languages. I grew up speaking 2 languages. Stuff like that. And let's control save this, and let's go back here and do git status again. Git add everything, git commit. Let's call this third commit. Okay, and now what we need to do is to add this particular file, to update this right here. If you update this is not updated yet. To add it, we'll do git push mu, and just press enter. And once it's done, it should be online. And if we just refresh this, as you can see, the new thing that we added showed up right here. So I hope this helped you. I know it was kind of like jumping back and forth between different things, but this kind of shows you the basics of, you know, how to install Git, how to get a GitHub account, install Git, you know, kind of set up your account, and then how to push your first code online. You know, how to kind of write your first line of code and then push that code online. I hope this helped you, and if you really like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more tutorial based videos like this, let me know in the comment section. And if you want a tutorial on how to use the command line, then let me know. If you don't know how to use GitHub, Git push, Git add, Git commit, and other stuff, and even when you type in help here, you don't get any, like, you really don't understand what's happening. If you want instructions on how to use the command line, then let me know in the comment section below. I might make a video series on how to use the command line. Again, thank you for watching, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.